All right, so when it comes to automating your trading strategies, you're faced with a big choice. Are you a builder or are you a strategist? Today, we're going to break down two totally different philosophies for bringing your ideas to life. The coding-heavy path of PineScript versus the no-code, AI-first approach of TradeOS.
Okay, so you've got it, that killer trading strategy, that unique little insight into the market that you just know could be a winner. You can already see it playing out in your head, right? You've done the work, maybe even back-tested it by hand, and you are just itching to make it real. And then, bam, you hit the wall, the coding wall. It's that moment where your brilliant idea has to stop being just an idea and become actual, functional, executable code. And this, right here, is where so many amazing strategies just stall. They get caught between the vision and the technical reality. It's a super common problem, and man, is it frustrating. So that brings us to our first path. Let's call it the coder's path. This is the more traditional route, the one for folks who want to get their hands dirty and build their tools right from the ground up. And the powerhouse in this space is, of course, PineScript.
So what exactly is PineScript? Well, it's TradingView's very own programming language, built for its platform. And look, it is super powerful, no question about it. We're talking about creating highly customized indicators, really complex alert systems, deep strategy backtests, all baked right into one of the most popular charting platforms on the planet.
And this quote really gets to the heart of who it's for. PineScript is for the builders, the people who actually enjoy the coding part. For them, it's not a chore. It's part of the craft, right? They love that fine-tuned control and getting into the nitty-gritty of building their own tools from scratch.
But, and this is a big but, here's the trade-off. All that power and control comes with a price tag. To actually get your strategies out there and running, you're kind of wearing two hats now. You're not just a trader, you're also a developer. And that means you got to learn the language, and maybe even more importantly, you're on the hook for maintaining every single line of code you write. And this is what creates friction. First, there's the learning curve of its syntax. Then comes let's call it the joy of debugging. Why is that such a big deal? Well, think about it. Every single hour you spend hunting down a bug is an hour you're not analyzing the market. And in a fast-moving market, that delay can literally be the difference between catching a move and missing it completely. Plus, even tiny little tweaks mean you have to dive back into the code, which often means non-technical users end up having to wait on someone else to make changes for them. All right, let's switch gears completely and look at the other path. We'll call this one the strategist's path. This is a totally different approach, one that's all about speed and clarity, without you ever having to write a line of code. Enter TradeOS.
So TradeOS takes a completely different angle. It's not a coding language at all. You can think of it more like a personal AI agent that makes decisions for you. You don't write scripts. Instead, you shape its logic, basically teaching the AI how to think like you, just by configuring settings and adjusting parameters through a simple interface. And right there, you see the huge contrast with the PineScript builder persona. The person who loves TradeOS is an investor who is laser-focused on results. They care about the speed of getting an idea live, the clarity of their strategy's logic, and knowing that logic is going to be applied consistently, every single time. Repeatability is absolutely key. What this really means is that your mental energy stays where it should be, on the strategy itself. You get to think about market conditions and risk parameters, not hunting for a missing semicolon in line 247 of your code. The whole workflow is designed to keep you at that high level, acting like a chief strategist, not an engineer stuck down in the weeds. And this kind of approach creates what you might call flow. You can test and iterate on your ideas incredibly fast because you're just changing settings, not rewriting entire scripts. Your logic is configured visually, making it really clear and easy to understand. And that speed isn't just a convenience, it's a real strategic advantage. It lets you adapt to new market conditions in hours, not days. Plus, this standardized logic can be slapped onto different assets consistently, and it's way easier to monitor from your phone. Okay, so we've seen the two distinct philosophies. Now it's time for the showdown. Friction versus flow. Let's really put them side by side to highlight what the different workflows mean for you as a trader.
So when you boil it all down, this is the fundamental choice. With PineScript, you get ultimate, granular control, but it comes with higher friction. The coding, the debugging, the maintenance. With TradeOS, you get much faster iteration, and you can get going without having to first climb that steep mountain of learning to code. You can stay focused purely on strategy.
Let's break this down even more.
So making changes, with PineScript, it's a code edit every time. With TradeOS, you're just configuring settings. This directly impacts your iteration speed. PineScript is naturally going to be slower because of that whole code debug revalidate cycle. TradeOS is built for rapid tweaks. For maintenance, you're either wrestling with code syntax and updates, or you're just making sure your decision logic is consistent. And finally, user dependency. PineScript often creates a bottleneck where strategists have to rely on coders, while TradeOS offers a self-service workflow for pretty much anyone.
So, after seeing this whole comparison, the question isn't really which one is better. The real question you should be asking is, which of these workflows is better suited to your goals, your skills, and just your general vibe as a trader? And it really comes down to this simple question you have to ask yourself. Do you find joy in the process of building? Do you have the time and the skill and the desire to code? If so, the absolute control of PineScript might be a perfect fit for you. Or is your main focus the velocity of your ideas? Is it all about rapidly testing strategies to find what works? If that's you, then a system like TradeOS is designed specifically for your mindset.
You know, this leaves us with a fascinating final thought. As all this technology keeps evolving, what's going to become the more valuable asset for a trader? Is it going to be the technical ability to build complex tools from scratch? Or is it going to be the strategic ability to generate, test, and deploy new ideas faster than anyone else? The answer to that question? Well, it might just define the next generation of trading.